Hello, my beautiful souls. Today, I would like to share with you some thoughts about different therapies and healing modalities and how to know which one is best for you. These days, there are so many different types of therapies, counseling, psychotherapy, coaching, so many different types of energy healing modalities that it can be very difficult to know which one is best for you in your healing and self-development journey. So I'm going to be talking about some of them because some of them I know very well because I am qualified. And I will just give you an idea of how they work and pros and cons. So first of all, I started training as a counselor, a humanistic integrative counselor. And it was really eye-opener. Counseling is, so think about the traditional 50-minute talking therapy type. Some people call it therapy. Psychotherapy is a bit deeper, but that type of format, right? So when I started doing that, when I was studying, when I was qualifying, while I was doing my master's degree, I had to do weekly counseling sessions for 2 years while the master's was on. And I had to say that it was life-changing. I got so much awareness about my blocks, my limiting beliefs, how I was blocking myself and how I was stopping myself from creating the life that I was supposed to live, right? But it got to a point where I felt like after 2 years of weekly sessions, talking about my problems, I got a lot of awareness. I healed a lot. I integrated different parts of myself that were wounded, and it brought a lot of healing. But I felt that at some point, I was just hitting a ceiling. Like there was not much more I could do with just turning up every week and talking about my problems. I was becoming an expert about my problems and the root of my limiting beliefs, but I was not experiencing any more transformation. I also qualified as a coach at that time, and coaching is a more goals-orientated approach. So in counseling, yeah, there will be a lot of talking about the past, right? Coaching is more like forward-looking. I think, in my opinion or in my experience, my master's degree in counseling is what brought me more skills for healing and for personal transformation. Coaching didn't add much to that, to be honest. But what it did add, and what I find very useful, is that coaching has a lot of practical tools that can help you get a lot of awareness, see things with a different perspective, questions for self-reflection. So we can bring up a lot of stuff in a more joyful, in a lighter way, if that makes sense. So I still use a lot of coaching tools that I learned within my sessions, but it's not the core of what I do. Deep healing doesn't come from just coaching or asking questions, if that makes sense. At least that's my experience. So after doing all this and realizing that I was hitting a ceiling and I needed something deeper, I came across some energy healing disciplines. So I went to different practitioners and try different things, and I've tried lots of different things, lots of different therapies, healing modalities, lots of them. And eventually, was what I decided to study further was shamanic energy medicine with Alberto Villoldo. And it was incredible for me to learn about the world of energy, right? And how we are all energy and our energy field, and how past experiences can leave an imprint in our energy field. And sometimes we feel it in the body, right? Like, and we even describe it. Oh, I feel there's like a block, there's something stagnant. There is tension, all that is energy, all the emotions, all stories, all beliefs stored in the energy field. So when you can work at the level of the energy field and dissolve those pockets of dirty energy, like I call them, or imprints, whatever you want to call them, when you work at the level of the energy and you dissolve those ones energetically, wow, the transformation that can happen is much, much bigger. For me, that's when I really felt like a completely new layer and much deeper layer of healing really started for me and for my clients when I was offering these sessions. And then it wasn't about, okay, come every week and talk to me about your problems for God knows how long. It was about get ready for a real journey, for real transformation. So I also studied other healing modalities like Pranic Healing. So these two are based, or at least the way I do them in my sessions, it's a more hands-on energy healing technique. So if you are in a session with me and I'm using any tools from these modalities, I am projecting energy, I am actively doing the work, and you will be receiving it at the end. And this can happen online, by the way. They don't need to be in person. They work as well. Actually, I do most of my work online. And that is really, 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 really powerful. And the only thing that I'm not a big fan of this, as in doing every session in this way, is that one, you have to find a practitioner that is really healthy physically, emotionally, and spiritually, because they are sending energy. So it's very important who you choose as a practitioner. And it's very important that you have a really good feeling about that person. And also, it left me a bit, because it's a very passive, the client takes a very passive role. So for me as a client, I was like, okay, so I'm going to come to the session, I'm just going to talk about my problem, and I'm going to trust that that person is dissolving my blocks and, or retrieving a part of my soul, bringing a part of me that is frozen or stuck in a traumatic moment, or that is going to cut my energy cords. So I don't like, because it puts a lot of it kind of takes a bit of power. So I use elements of these healing modalities in my sessions because they are truly powerful, they are truly transformational. But I always try to engage the client, the person I'm working with, so they feel empowered, so they feel that they're also doing the work. Because otherwise you have to have like literally full trust on the practitioner that they did the right thing. And for some people that might be a block, because if you're thinking, oh, well, I don't know if she did what she had to do, that can be a block to the healing, right? So Theta Healing is another modality that I train on and that I absolutely love. Theta Healing, by leading a meditation at the beginning of the session, it takes us to a more meditative state. It's called Theta Healing from the Theta brainwaves. So it takes us to that relaxed meditative state, and also to connect with God, with the creator. And from there, it's much easier to access the subconscious mind, to clear negative beliefs. That is really, really, really powerful for clearing limiting beliefs. And from there you can heal. Is really amazing. I'm a really, really, really big fan of this technique. There is a lot of visualization involved, which is the language of the subconscious mind. So it helps the brain integrate a lot. It's a really good one. And in this case, it's a bit more interactive, so the other person at the end of the session, it's following what's happening. There's still a dialogue. We might be in that more meditative state, and there's still we are with our eyes closed, but there is a dialogue happening. It's not just, okay, I'm just going to sit here and receive energy. So that one is a great one. And another one, one of my latest discoveries and additions to my toolbox that I'm really in love with, is emotional freedom technique, which is also called tapping. So you've probably heard about how tapping into different meridians can clear different blocks. And the addition to emotional freedom technique that I'm really in love with is matrix reimprinting. So matrix reimprinting is about going to different memories when a traumatic experience happened, whether that's a big trauma or small t trauma, right? So moments in time that were painful, where we made a decision that right now is not very empowering, or that is not serving us any longer. And it's about going to those memories and talking to that younger part of yourself and helping them make a different belief. It's not about rewriting. It's not about changing the past. We can't do that. It's not about denying what happened. It's about helping your younger self make a different decision, a different belief about herself, a different belief about the world. It's about giving her the resources she needs. And again, because this happens through mainly visualization, and also we do some tapping to release the energetic blocks. Sometimes I might say, we're going to be here for a few minutes and I'm going to project some energy, and I use some of the other healing modalities within this to clear some deeper blocks or to release old emotions. But because you're doing it with your younger self, it's so empowering, because you are witnessing the transformation. You are seeing it. You're just not relying on the practitioner to project energy or to do something on your energy field. So we are working, I love it, because this combination has the elements of energy healing, of the energetic work, which I believe truly powerful, but it has the element of the client witnessing and being an active part of the healing. So I really love it. So you're probably wondering, so what do you do now? At the beginning, I was offering like different. So for example, I would say, okay, so if you want to do counseling, you can do counseling with me. If you want to do Theta Healing, you can do Theta Healing. If you want to do a shamanic healing session, you can do a shamanic healing session. But then I thought, wait a minute, someone might come to me because they want a shamanic energy healing session, but I might realize that I have another technique that would work much better on what they need. So I don't offer individual modalities anymore. I just combine all the ones I've studied, all the ones I'm qualified in my program, Step Into Your Power. And the reason I do this is because I think there are benefits, and that there are, I have found very powerful elements in all these different disciplines. So why choose one where you can have like a big toolbox of resources that you can use depending on the person, because everyone is different. Every client that comes to me is completely different. So I can't have a plan, this is what we're going to do, or you are going to benefit from this session. So what I do is my Step Into Your Power healing coaching program is a combination of all of this. And then depending on who comes to me and where the person is, and also some people prefer different modalities, and I take that into account. Then I choose and I customize every session. So that's my approach right now. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, feel reach out to me. What I would definitely suggest, if you are looking to work with someone and you've been in a self-development journey for a long time, and now you're ready to do the deep healing, what I would recommend that you avoid like the plague is any healing techniques or modality that involve anything that is channeled, mainly because it is very risky. People these days don't realize how dangerous this whole channeling thing is. So anything that is channeled from other beings, and I know that a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this, and I'm not talking from judgment, I'm talking from experience. And because it's very attractive, you know, when you go to these practitioners and they tell you, oh, we're going to connect with your spirit guides and we're going to connect with people from this planet. You don't need God knows what being from another planet to heal you. Everything you need to heal is within you. You don't need an alien, as lovely as they might make themselves sound, to heal you. And it's very dangerous because the spiritual world is full of trickster beings, and they are really good at camouflaging themselves and pretending they are love and light, and in a few sessions they make you feel great and you're like, oh my God. They might even heal a pain that you've had for years or a condition you've had for years. In my experience, after years and years and years of trying lots of different things, it is only a matter of time that you hear practitioners who are heavily involved with channeling, spirit guides, aliens, all this stuff. I mean, not even to mention like witchcraft and stuff like that. It's only a matter of time until you hear them saying that they have either a chronic health condition, that they're always tired, that they have financial problems, that they have legal problems, that there's some form of drama in their lives. It's always, 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 I've always found that that is the case. I've seen a lot of people saying, yeah, I share these healing techniques and I channel these beings, and then you listen. And eventually it's honestly, it's just a matter of time until all the problems they're facing come up. And I'm not saying, we all face challenges, don't get me wrong. I am a work in progress. I will always be, as long as I'm here. I know that I will have something to heal, that I will have something to improve. But I find that it really struck me that people who, a lot of people who are involved with channeling and have these like complicated, extravagant healing techniques, you look at them and they don't look that healthy and they don't look that happy. So make sure that when you choose someone to work from, is someone you can look up to, for a start. And yeah, for me, anything that involves connecting with spirit guides, aliens, beings in different dimensions, avoid. Anything related to tarot readings, card readings, you're giving your power away. You don't need someone to pick a card and tell you what's going to happen in your future or tell you what to do. They should encourage you to find your own answers, not to tell you this is what this card and this goddess or this God knows who is telling you to do. And that is my personal experience. And I have tried that, trust me. Like I say, I'm talking from experience, not from judgment. And eventually you feel that with time, after the initial high disappears, you go back to where you started or worse. And actually, I'm coming across quite a few people recently who are sharing these experiences and who are sharing, oh, well, I realized that this, like healing or activation or spiritual awakening that I had, actually, a while later, it brought me more problems than solutions. So that's something to be very, very cautious about. So this is my experience. This is what I do, and this was my advice. So I hope that made sense. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Between now and the end of the year, before I go on my Christmas break, which will be around the 20th of December, I am offering some Reclaim Your Power sessions. These sessions are free, no obligation sessions. And in this session, I will help you identify any blocks that might be stopping you from living your highest life. So we're going to connect with those blocks energetically. We're going to track them to see what's at the root of any areas that might not be working in your life. And you're going to leave the session with an action plan. You're going to leave the session with an action plan, with some clear next steps, and you're going to leave the session feeling renewed, with a different view of yourself and much more empowered about what about the next steps, and with clarity around your next steps. So I'm going to leave that link in the description for anyone who wants to book one. I normally don't offer these sessions. I'm only going to do it for the next 2 or 3 weeks. So make sure you grab one while they last. And I hope to see you very soon. And any questions, feel free to reach out. I always love to hear from you. Let me know how you found this video. And if you liked it, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Okay, my loves, sending much love and light to you all. Bye-bye.